Hello, welcome back to Information Age. This is Denise. I'm hosting today this great debate between King Henry and King Seth about the origins of the word Creole. We have three guest judges today: Lucifer, Word the God, and Combat Pretty. Retrograde is going to be stepping in as a host for a little while. So we're gonna get this started with um, Henry in his intro round for five. We got 5 minutes. So whenever you're ready, we can go.
Okay. Today I will show you that the word Creole come in the form of a noun and an adjective. A noun, a person, place, or thing. Adjective describing a person, place, or thing. So the word Creole for the original term, I will be showing that it means the original meaning of the word only apply to the children, the descendants of the colonizer. That when African Americans and mixed race people use the Creole tongue, that's all they are doing. They using the colonizer language mixed in with their localized language. And that is an adjective describing when you hear the word Creole dealing with a language, is describing the language. It's not describing a person of who they are, their ethnic group, their family, their past. Because the original term only apply to European consisting of Spanish, Germans, Portuguese, and also, you could use the like as English, the Patois language of Jamaica. That is a Creole language. That is the adjective. But we are here to go deep into the noun of the word, the original focus of the word Creole. That is my premise to say they are European and African American really should understand what this word means, where it came from, and who do it apply to originally. And that is my opening.
Okay. And King Seth, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, but first I gotta address Killer B. Say, man, get out my line with that, man. Real talk, Killer B. That's my boy. But yeah, I'm back once again, Kyng Seth. Finna give me another dub on my belt. You know what I'm saying? Finna give me another notch on my belt. And what I'm here to prove today is that the original Creole, the original meaning of Creole, it actually was mulatto. It actually meant a descendant of a European or a Spanish or whatever you want to call a colonizer mixed with a black person. So the original meaning of Creole, it was the first meaning of mulatto, what we have. Instead of mulatto, what they first called these people was Creole. And then the reason I'm going to show today, the reason why they use the Pacific word called Creole instead of mulatto because of the French and because of a lot of other things. But we're gonna go into the debate, and I hope y'all have fun tonight, just like I'm finna have fun. So hey, it's finna be exciting again. Let's go.
Yes, the original meaning of the word Creole. It means a slave born in a master home or house. Yes, house, the master house. That what the word mean. A slave born in the master house. What slave? Up in Europe, they had a caste system. And that caste system consists of Lord citizens. They shipped them here to America. Creole, the noun and the adjective. The noun, a person of European descent, born especially in the West Indies or Spanish America. A white person. Let y'all hear it again. A white person descended from early French or Spanish settlers of United States, Gulf Coast, and preserving their speech and culture. A person of mixed French or Spanish and black descent speaking the dialect of French or Spanish. When they go into this, they break that down. Wait, can you go back? Yes, thank you. When they go into on the mix of the descent of the black people in the mix, they say the speaking of it. It's not the culture, it's the speaking of it. And then they say Creole as a language invoked from a pidgin-lized French that is spoken by black people in the southern United States. That's what they describing when they come down to black people. That these black people they speak the French language, but it is not their culture. And another term is Haiti. Creole Haitian. You call a Haitian, not a Creole, but they speak Creole. Creole, a language that have evolved from a pidgin, but serve as a native language of a speak of a community. This is WebsterDictionary.com. Can you go to the next slide? Louisiana frequently used the word Cajun as a broad culture term indicating the nationality of Cajun country without any reference to descent from the Deport Acadiana. I wanted to bring up the Cajun to you as for you to understand that although Cajun and Creole today as often portrayed as separate identity, Louisiana of the Cajun descent was historically considered to be a Louisiana Creole. Cajun make up a significant portion of South Louisiana population and have enormous impact on the state culture. This is from LSU Medical School. What I want you to understand that Cajun is from Acadia, and Acadia is now Nova Scotia, Canada. They was kicked out and sent to Louisiana. But they was also Creole. The original term of this debate is dealing with the Creole, the white people. Go to the next slide. This is from the historical New Orleans collection. What's the difference between Cajun and Creole, or is there one? Okay, go to the next slide. For Cajun were and are a subset of Louisiana Creole. Today, commonly understood hold that Cajun are white and Creole are black or mixed race. Creole are from New Orleans, while Creole population are in rural area Louisiana. This this is what people get confused. They do not understand the term. They do not understand the term. And that's what I'm here today to tell you that no, it don't mean black or mixed race, and it don't mean people in the city or the rural area. Can you go to the next slide? Very few people understand that German states had colonized colonies in the New World. Germany Germans came to United States. Germans. The French brought them here. The British also brought them here. So they had colonized the New World. In the 1670, the first significant group of German immigrated arrived in in the colonies. So I won't really go into the detail. I'm gonna just highlight the major part. Up in Mississippi Company, that where the French belong. Thousands, thousands of Germans from 1718 to 1750. Thousands of Germans came with the French. Go to the next slide. Okay, go to the next slide. I'm sorry, some of these slides won't be able to see. Okay, this is a good article. This is a New Orleans newspaper. By defining this word as found in Spanish, French, and Italian, they are all Germans. When you research these three people, these three nations, they are all Germans. For the past 200 years, more or more, a Creole is a white person of European ancestry born in a European colony. Like I said earlier, that you could have a French father and a Portugal mother, or a French father and a Spanish mother, or a Spanish father and a French father. Both of these are Germanic people, but they claim nations. There's nothing to do with race. There's nothing to do with black, white, Native American. These dealing with Germanic races and speaking with each other because they had rules separating them from mating with the indigenous people, for having relationships with slaves. So they brought prostitutes here, and they brought many other nations of European descent. Go to the next slide. So it say, however, the adjective Creole have a much broader meaning. Thus, we speak of a Creole horse, a Creole chicken. By common usage, an adjective, when so applied, simply mean indigenous or local. Like I said before, the parents, your ancestors, is born in Europe. Remember, in Europe, it's a caste system where the king is on top, and then the ministers and the priests, yes, the priest and the bishop, and from there is the military. From the military, there's the artisan. From the artisans, they're the common folk. And in the new world, it started a whole new caste system. The children and the descendants of the French parents, the European Germanic family. And it say also the information that I got for everyculture.com, unlike many other ethnic groups in the United States, Creole did not migrate from a native country. The term Creole was first used in the 16th century to identify descendants of French, Spanish, or Portuguese settlers, like I said before, living in the West Indies and Latin America. There is a general agreement that the term Creole derived from the Portuguese word criollo, which means a slave born in the master household. Who is the master? The king, the pope. But who really hold the who really hold the power? The pope. You gotta be Catholic. That is the French culture. You gotta speak French. You got to, because the master in his household is the church. Go to the next slide. The first Creole in America, according to Virginia, I'm gonna say Dominique because I do not want to mess up his name worse than what I'm thinking. In White by Defiance, much of the writings record of Creoles come from descriptions of individuals in baptism, marriage, and death registry of Catholic churches. Like I said, you got to give your praise to your Pope because you is a slave of the Pope. And I'm here to tell African American people up in Louisiana who claiming the term Creole that it means the white slaves of the Pope, of the King. And this person was born in Mobile, Alabama, and they have registered in New Orleans, two major French outposts. They got two places that they registered that the first Creole from. Not mixed race, but mixed nation. That's what I'm here to describe. Not mixed race, but mixed nations. European nations of German descent. Next slide. This what you see here is French control, all the way from Canada. From Canada to Louisiana, the French own that territory. Where you see the purple at the top, that is Great Britain territory. And that island that is way at the top, that is, you could say, northeast, that is, you could say, Acadia. Acadia, where the national born Acadians was born and got shipped to Louisiana. That's where the word Cajun come from. And with the word Cajun, they are Creoles also. They are native born here in the New World. They just changed location in by them leaving Canada and coming to Louisiana, they was called Cajun. And we all know that Cajun is for the white people, but the word is Creole. We saying the original meaning Creole. And with the original meaning Creole, it's for the white descendants, the descendants of the colonizers. Not the slaves, not the people who was colonized, not the people who got put in bondage. They was forced to learn the language of the French. They was forced. They was forced to learn the Germanic language. So next slide. This is the German coast. Mobile, Alabama was founded in 1711. New Orleans was founded in 1718. Baton Rouge, 1720. And you see right there for Lake Pontchartrain, when you do research after this debate along the way, you see Lake Pontchartrain. Type into Google, type into Go Duck or whatever search engine they got. Yahoo.
Okay, time.
Time. time. Kyng Seth, is your go. You ready?
Yeah,
You
let me
ready,
share
Big
my
House?
screen.
Yeah, share your screen. Go ahead on them.
I bet. Hold on. Let me know when y'all can see my shit. Can y'all see my screen? Hello?
Okay, we
You up
see
and
it now.
running.
Y'all
Yeah,
see it
you
now?
up
Yes.
and running.
Yes, we see it.
I bet. Now, what he said was that Creole was white folks. So let's get this started, man. Creole, now, a person of mixed European and black descent, especially in the Caribbean, a mother tongue formed from the contact of two languages through an early pidgin stage. Now, what he said the Creole was is the same thing that I'm saying that the Creole is. But the Creole is not a white person. Creole means mulatto, what we would say today. We would say that a Creole is a mulatto, which the one drop rule is in effect that black people, if you got one drop of black people in you, then you black. So it doesn't mean white people, period, brother. So let's go to Cajun. A member of any of the largest self-contained communities in the bio areas of South Louisiana formed by descendants of what? French Canadians speaking an archaic form of French. So they're speaking of French. We're speaking a different French. So the white people and the Creole people are two different people. Let's keep going. The Creole origins. Many Creoles, however, are descendants of French colonials who fled Saint Domingo, Haiti, for North America and the Gulf Coast when a slave insurrection challenged French authority. According to Thomas Fear's essay From La Tour to La Louisiane, in an unfathomed legacy, Saint Dominique had more than 450,000 black slaves, 40,000 to 4,500, thousand whites, and 3,000 the general declared laborers who were neither white nor slaves. There you go. White nor slaves. The slaves revolt not only challenged French authority, but after defeating the expeditionary French authority, but after defeating the expeditionary corps sent by Napoleon, the leaders and the slaves established an independent country named Haiti. Most of whites were either massacred or freed. Many of their slaves, as did the mulatto freemen, many of who owned slaves. By 1855, over 11,000 refugees had settled in New Orleans. Now, see, this is what Creole means. Creole does not mean white. You are not considered white if you are a Creole. If you are considered a Creole, you will be considered a black person, a mixed person, and whoever and everybody know that a mixed person with European and black people and black descendants, they are always going to be black. Creole never meant white people, never. Now let's go to Cajun origins, descendants of the Roman Catholic French Canadians, whom the British in the 18th century drove and captured the French colony of Acadia. See, these are the Cajuns. When you go to Louisiana, you got two different classes of people. You got the Cajuns and you got Creoles. Now let's keep going one time. New Brunswick. This is Canadian. This is the Canadian culture and life. Culture is shaped from the predominance of two larger linguistic groups, English and French. Ethnicity remains a strong dominant cultural activity in some areas, as in the annual Irish festival of the Merrimachi and the blessings of the Acadian fishing fleet at Corket, the Loyalist Days of St. John. Summer festivals and fall fairs retain the favor of the past and the traditions of Providence early settlers. Popular tastes in music include Irish, Scottish, and Acadian folk idioms, and their North American country music derivative. Now, see, this is the culture of these Cajuns. These are not, he said the Cajun and the Creoles are the same. No, they're not. Creoles don't listen to Irish music. They don't listen to Scottish music. We don't do this. I'm finna take your boot card today. I'm taking your Southern card today. Let's go to the arts. The fine arts and are distinguished by some outstanding work in painting, choral singing, and corrective literature. St. John artists of 1930s and 40s, such as Miller Britton and Jack Humphrey. These are white people. These is Cajun. They're not Creoles. Creoles, we listen to Zydeco music. History of New Brunswick. The French were the first Europeans to lay claim in the Providence, part of larger region that they called Acadia. These are the Cajuns, bro. They're the white people. Creole means black people, mixed. That's what they say. Mulatto. That's the term for the day. When we say you're a mulatto, when you in the South, in Louisiana and South Texas, you're called a Creole. When you up there with Sister Denise and y'all in California and y'all in New York, y'all be saying mulatto. That's what y'all say. But when you come down here, Creole means black people. Now watch this. Let's keep going. Population compared the English-speaking majority consists largely of descendants of Scottish, Irish, and English settlers of the 18th and 19th century, along with their descendants from loyalists who fled the American Revolution. It is concentrated in the southern and the western parts of the province. The French-speaking minority, which was grown to about 1/3 of the population, consisting of descendants of the 17th century Acadian settlers. They're not Creoles. The Cajuns are not Creoles. Those people that came from Canada are not Creoles, brother. Just because they speak a pidgin language does not mean that they're Creoles. In order for you to be a Creole, you have to have some type of African in you. Now let's go down. Now I want to go down here. If y'all can see my arrow, it's like there are several thousand blacks, largely descendants of loyalist slaves in the province as well. In the 20th century, small contingents of Eastern European, Dutch, German, Italian, and Asian immigrants added to the multicultural dimension. Mostly in large urban areas, Roman Catholic outnumbered Protestants, that's neither here nor there. But the thing about it is, it says the loyalists of the slaves. Those slaves, there are several thousand blacks, largely descended of loyalist slaves. Those people right there are the Creoles because of the black that's in them. Now let's keep going. One of the main difference that is said is that Cajuns have rural origins, while Creoles have urban origins. When compared to Creole, Cajuns are known to be people who are more religious, clannish, and live private lives. The Creole world has been traced back to Spanish word Criolla, which you said, which means local or native. The word was used to portray things that were part of the New World during the time of the French. Did you hear that? Part of the New World. So in the New World, when you have these people that's mixing with each other, they ain't black, they ain't white. What are they? They fucking Creole. Just like me, just like Henry. He's a Creole. He's from Lake Charles, Louisiana. I'm from Beaumont, Texas. My grandfather is from Opelousas, Louisiana. We are straight Creoles, bro. And let's keep going. And the Spaniards controlled Louisiana. Later, the word was used to describe people from the region. In contrary to Creole, Cajuns are of Acadian descent. The Acadians were actually French settlers in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. When the English threw the Acadians out of Canada in 1755, they had to move to Louisiana. In Louisiana, the Cajuns mixed with French Creoles. Right there. So they mixed with these people. They're Cajuns. They're Acadians. Spanish, Germans, Anglo-Americans, and Native Americans. This led to the formation of a new ethnic group called what? Cajuns. Because they white people. Let's keep going. Oh, nah, damn, what the fuck? Hold on. Damn, what the fuck? Hold on, my bad, y'all. Hold on. Damn, what the hell happened? I don't know what the fuck. Oh, here we go. Let's go. Oh, nah, damn, it keep going to that link. Oh, if y'all want to check my sources, all you got to do is hit the link at the bottom, and it will go. My sources are at the bottom of every, or at the top of every one. Now, this is the phenotypic differences. Now, let's look at this. Let's look at this lady on the left. On her shirt, it says, "Kiss me, I'm Creole." That is a black woman. We all know that's a black woman. Look at the people behind her. That is a black woman. On the side over here, these are the Cajuns. That's the dude from the Swamp Thing y'all can catch on Netflix or whatever. That's him and his people. They are Cajuns. These are not black people. The lady on the left says, "Kiss me, I'm Creole." You know why? Because she's black. Now, the Cajuns on the right, they would never say they're Creole. If you come to Louisiana, if you come to South Texas, they ain't no white person that's down here will ever say that they are Creole. They will say we're Cajun. When you talk to black people, they're going to say, "I'm Creole." That's what we're going to say because it's a distinct difference. You want to say the original word was for white people. No, it was not for white people, bro. You saying the descendants of those colonizers, like the descendants of Thomas Jefferson are black. That's what you mean? Those descendants. So now those descendants that come from Thomas Jefferson, they black as hell. So now you're gonna say they white? They not. They not white. They not white, bro. So you got the phenotypical differences between the two. Now, this young lady on the left side, she got the same skin color as goddamn me, Denise. So you gonna tell me that Denise white? You gonna tell me that the lady on the left is white? No, they're not white. They're Creole. The people on the right are Cajun, which are white folks. So let's keep going. Migration history. Both Creole and Cajun people are strongly influenced by French culture. No shit, Sherlock. But difference is development keep them distinguishable. So even when you come to Louisiana, this is telling you, bro, that it's a distinct difference between the two. Keep them distinguished. Cajun refers to someone whose ancestors are from Acadia, a region that includes Prince Edward Islands, Nova Scotia, or New Brunswick. The British, which controlled the area in the early 1700s and during the French and Indian War, they were afraid the Acadians would rise and fight with the French. The British expelled them from the region between 1755 and 1763, an event known as La Grande Arrangement, the Great Upheaval. Eventually, these displaced people arrived in Louisiana where they settled. By contrast, Creoles are descendants of people who settled in Louisiana, especially in New Orleans from several countries, mainly France and Spain. Now let's pay attention. Let's pay attention right here. Africans and African Americans, both slave and free, were also part of the population, as were people from the Caribbean, Italy, and Germany. Many of the French and Spanish settlers were members of the upper class who often had servants. People called someone with European roots French Creole, while those who were mixed ancestry were called what? Louisiana Creole, because they have black in them. You have to have black in you to be considered a Creole. If you do not have any black in you, then you are not considered a Creole. Now, you keep saying that the original meaning was white. No, it wasn't. It meant mulatto, a mixed person. That's what it meant. So let's keep going. Creole. Now, see, this is where I'm from. I went into the history of my town, of my city, of my states. You see what I'm saying? Of Texas, where I'm from. The Louisiana French Creoles have already been introduced in earlier issues of Creole. This article focuses on the history and language of the Black Seminoles. This is called by the speakers of the Seminole and the Muskogee, and which are referred to in literature as what? Afro-Seminole. Like the Garifuna and the Belize of Honduras, the Texas Seminoles are generally of what? African descent, but ethnically American Indian. You see what I'm saying? This is where the Creole come from. Besides these two Texas Creoles, there are a couple of other languages that are and were spoken and which warrant passing mention. They include the now extinct Mobilian trade language, also known as the Yuma and the Yoka Amupa. This is the pidgin originated in the number of indigenous languages spoken across the South, especially Choctaw. That's what My grandfather's grandmother was a full-blood Choctaw Indian. His great-grandfather, which was a white man, you see what I'm saying, was European. This is where the Creole comes from. You have to have the black Creole, you have to have African or African American in you to be considered a Creole. Chickasaw or Kawasasi, together with the words of the French, English, and in Spain of the whites, there is a disagreement to whether
30 seconds, Kyng Seth.
it existed before the Europeans' arrival and emerged subsequently. It is no longer spoken, but served as a lingua franca extended from Alabama to Texas. Throughout the 19th century, it survives the refrain of Chicamo Fino He. Heard the Dixie Cups Mardi Gras song Ikbo Ikbo, which means very, very good. Hey, one source of the language is Crawford. See, this is where it's telling you where the Creole comes from. It comes from the European, the Native American, and the black person. But you can't have a Creole be Native American and just European. You can't have that. In order for you to be a Creole, you have to be black. So the original meaning of Creole could never have meant white. Because in order for you to be a Creole, you have to have African or African American in you to be that. Let's keep going.
Time, Kyng Seth, time.
Okay, cool. Let me
Time.
stop sharing my screen.
All right. That was 5, Kyng Seth. That was 5. Good first round.
Appreciate
Uh
that.
I'm gonna let the judges kind of quick introduce themselves right quick, make sure they still alive. It judges, where y'all at?
Right
This
here.
morphine guy right here. I am right here.
Yeah, I just want to make sure y'all alive and give us an introduction to yourself right quick
How you
before we
doing? I'm
go into the
Combat
second
Pretty.
round.
How y'all doing? I'm Combat Pretty. Stay tapped in. Y'all can follow me at Combat Pretty on all platforms.
Come back pretty. Okay. Anything you want to tell us? Anything else? Like what you do in the social media world?
In the social media world, I talk about similar topics as the one we're talking about tonight. Um, More about being an indigenous black people and where we're from. I touch on different topics as well. I'm a musician, and basically, if you stroll over to Instagram, I encourage you. You'll get good content.
That what's up. We gonna subscribe to that. We gonna get hook up later on that. Tommy, go in, Tommy. Tell us what's up with you. You well known back here, but give us more for the people who told in this new.
Hey, what's up? This is Lucifer. That's my pen name. What's up, Craig Shrugs? And thanks for hosting me. So far, this debate has been wonderful. Me personally, I consider myself to be a master of esoteric wisdom. So if you want esoteric wisdom, come to Lucifer. So I'm just teasing, but the point is
What's
that
up?
why I wanted to be judge is because I feel as judges, we should not put our personal bias into judging, that we should stay fair. And so that's why when I judge, apart from the other judges, my judgment is always extremely unpredictable because that's how it's supposed to be. See what I'm saying? And so I'm hoping that the other judges will be fair and impartial as well and not allow their personal bias to get in the way of their judgment. I also hope that one thing that also separates me from the other judges too is I take very meticulous notes, and the
I
entire
do as
time,
well.
that's cool. And the entire time I've been doing research on the internet while listening to both brothers. So I've been fact checking constantly. I got like 10 web pages up right now.
Oh man, you into it? That was up. You
Yeah,
into it?
I got notes on paper. I got 10 web pages up. So I'm actually formulating my own theory and then matching it up with what these brothers are saying so that I can draw a conclusion at the end based on whatever the topic is. So I
Okay,
look
that
at the
was up.
topic, I look at the information of the brothers, then I match it with my own personal information, and I combine them all three. And then the only thing that's left is the truth, or at least my truth.
Okay, that was Tommy. The master teacher, Tommy. Now Lakeisha Morphine the God. Tell us what's up with you. We don't know you like that. Introduce us to you.
Well, y'all don't know me, but I would say that the social media and the e-world definitely know me. I am Morphine the Guy, aka Lisa Lamore, Supreme in adult entertainment, as well as my own um, podcast called Sex Talk Live. Stopped doing it, but it was beginning in 2016. I do have music on YouTube under Morphine. You can follow me there as well.
Okay. What is your investment into this conversation? Like, what you expected out the these debaters? It's just something quick. I just want to ask you.
I am expecting these debaters to come with their facts. I am expecting these debaters to be articulate. Um, I am expecting them to get to their point a lot quicker. You know, notes, um, and just enjoy this time. Yeah, I mean, come with facts. Come with facts.
Okay. Thank you very much, Morphine, brother Lucifer, aka Tommy Tucker, and come back pretty. Thank you very much for introducing yourself. But what Denise said, Denise, where you at?
I'm right here, love.
Oh, I'm waiting around for her. I'm just stalling for time. She's back on the scene. She back in the house. Go ahead, Denise. Do your thing.
Okay. I'm ready for Henry whenever he
Henry,
is
your second
Okay,
ready.
round.
I'm ready.
Ready, ready,
Now,
okay.
judges and people who watch it, I'm gonna reiterate real quick
Uh,
what's the point. Do they have black people who call themselves today Creole? Yes. But we are not here to focus on today because a word in the past can have several new meanings now. I am speaking on the original term of the word Creole. As the brother King said was describing in his presentation, you keep on seeing the French and the Spanish. He elaborated on Nova Scotia. Okay, yes, it got Scottish people there because it called New Scotland. But coming here to Louisiana, and even in the world, we must understand. So I'm gonna read in his book, Authentic New Orleans. Sociologist Kevin Fox Graham explains that originally and as late as the late 1800s, the term meant indigenous to Louisiana. That means the kid is born there, not born in France, not born in Europe, but born here in America. And the term mean indigenous to Louisiana. It was a geological label, and no more, no more. That they was born here. That's their location. But during the early 1900s, the city of New Orleans, they racified it. You feel? They made sure that everybody know because they knew the next generation will forget the real term. So they made sure that white city elites in search of white travel dollars, Mardi Gras, people coming to Louisiana to eat Creole food. There's a you go search up in YouTube and search up Creole music, you will see white people. When you search up Zydeco, which is the black people music, two different music, two different genres, two different names. So the point that I'm making here is that you have the Creole person, which is the Spanish, the French, the Portuguese, and German people who mingle with each other. Then you have the speech. The speech is a pidgin language. A pidgin language is a localized language. There's like Patois in Jamaica. That's a localized language. When it become a lingua franco, it's a trade language between different countries. In this book that I got right here, it's called The Settlement of the German Coast of Louisiana, the Creole of German descent. If if it only have to deal with the mixing of black people, why is it saying the Creole of German's descent? Because you have to be German. It don't have nothing to do with the slave. It have to do with the white European servant of the king, not the Native American or the blacks. It was the city elite. Go to the next slide. Okay. This gonna be a shock where y'all hear the word Negro in this, and I'm gonna describe the word Negro. The descendants of the founders of the German coast and the descendants, remember the descendants of all other Germans who came to Louisiana before the year 1803 are the Creole of German descent. Opinions as to the meaning of the word Creole differs in Louisiana, but all seem to agree that the first Louisiana Creole was born in Mobile in 1704. The child of a French father, nationality of a mother unknown. According to the census of November 1707, the whole white population of Louisiana at that time consisted of people from France and French Canadians. That's in the colony. These people is labeled as children is labeled as. In 1719, Germans began to arrive in Louisiana. The word Creole is supposed to be a Negro corrupted of the Spanish Creole. What a Negro only mean a servant, follower, a client, literally one breed. These are the French servants, the French followers, the followers of the king, the elite, the loyalists of the French, not the loyalists, not the black loyalists of America who went into Nova Scotia under the British. When Seth was reading earlier, I want y'all to understand that he was reading the whole history of Nova Scotia, New Scotland, where he starts saying Scottish people, when he starts saying English people and free slaves, loyalists. That was British loyalists through the American Revolution. He got his time wrong. He's trying to give you a history of Canada, not the Cajun and Creole. Next slide, please. Haitian Creole, the most widely spoken Creole language in the world. Okay, you see the red? The red is the noun. We was talking about earlier nouns and adjectives. The red word is a noun. How is a noun? None of y'all. No one call a Haitian a Creole. They call a Haitian a Haitian. But when you hear them talk, hey, you speaking Creole. A Haitian is not a Creole. They speak Creole. And that is the adjective. It's describing their language. I hope the judges and people at home understand adjectives and nouns. Next slide. Creole language based on other language. This brother said that you gotta only be black. This is a Spanish-based Creole language spoken in the Filipinos. A Malay-based Creole language spoken in Indonesia. A Hindustan-based Creole language spoken in the Andaman Islands. Who lying here? This is the Creole speaking. Next slide. Oh, let's see the Portuguese, because these are Europeans. Europeans. The Portuguese. Oh, anybody who from Cape Verde, this is for Jamal. What's up for the Cape Verdeans? You feel? They got a Creole language, you feel? And they not Africans, they Cape Verdeans. A Portuguese-based Creole spoken in Ecuador, Guinea. You feel? In Guinea. You got Portuguese. What we have here common with people in Cape Verde and Africa and Indo and the Portuguese, the German. No African here. No African in Hindustan to make the Creole language. Next slide. That's my last slide? Okay. You'll go on to the second slide. Back up. You'll go back up. If that's the... Yes, that's the one. Thank you. So we're going to go back to the basics here for me to drag this out for you. A Creole is a noun and adjective. So we're going to go with a thing that we got to understand. Y'all eat Creole rice or Creole chicken for Popeyes, Cajun chicken for Popeyes. It's describing the chicken being locally raised in Louisiana. These are adjectives to things. Localized people. What localized people? This is Webster Dictionary. The definition I want y'all to remember in y'all psyche, remember in y'all mind, that when he was showing y'all the definition of these words, he did not have a source of what dictionary that he got his words from. Mine come from www.merriam-webster.com. The first word is say. A person. Can y'all zoom out a little bit so people can see it a little better, if you can? Yes, thank you. The first definition it even get: a person of European descent, born especially in the West Indies or Spanish America. The second definition it get in Webster: a white person descended from early French or Spanish settlers of the United States and preserving their speech and culture. By
Henry,
them
1 minute,
two,
Henry. 1 minute.
1 minute. I don't even need 1 minute. I'm gonna finish here. By them two definitions right there, I won the debate because The topic is the original meaning of it. It was the children of the Spanish and French, the white people. When you get into the third, they speaking of the black people who speak the dialect. 1 minute it was, hey, that black person right there speak Creole. And then later on they said, hey, he's a Creole. They mixed it up. He speak Creole, but he's not Creole.
Tie, 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 tie,
Yeah.
tie. Yeah. That was a 5 round for you, Harry. We finna go up to our
Woo.
brother King Seth, but before we go, Sister Denise, do you have anything to say before King Seth go into his round? I guess not. I guess not. So let King
I'm
Seth,
sorry. Oh,
huh?
okay. Yeah, I think Henry came back with some fire. I'm ready to see what King Seth had to say because King Seth,
Get him,
he
King
did
Seth. Get him.
come. He did come with the with the Creoles from Louisiana. So we got to see what he got to say after this.
Yeah, King Seth,
Yeah,
get
you
him.
gotta bring it, Seth.
Yeah, bring it on, Seth. It's your go. Go on to Merkel.
Y'all ready? Y'all see my screen?
Yeah, we see the screen, brother.
All right, first of all,
You kind of low on your value.
hold on, let me check. All right, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, first of all, I want everybody to see on the phone and everybody to realize that he continues to keep saying descendants. He keeps saying descendants, descendants. What's the definition of descendants? These are people that came from these other people. So everybody on this motherfucking phone, everybody that's under my voice, that's black, bruh, we didn't came from these people. We the descendants. My nigga Thomas Jefferson got descendants that's black right now. So why you keep saying descendants of these people? Yes, you never said that these people are these people. You never said that a Creole is a white man. You said a Creole is descendants of the colonizers. Of course. You are, I am, everybody on this phone is. So let's go back. You said it was a mother unknown in one of your slides. Of course we know it was a mother unknown because that was a black raped woman. And this little high yellow little dude got sold, brother. That's what that would happen with that. Let me see. I was writing down stuff, and you said something about I was talking about Creole somewhere else. No, I'm talking about Creole in America today. And okay, by you just showing all this stuff that you showed with the Creole language and Portuguese and Asia and all that, you just showed in your own work that Creole don't just mean white, bro. Do you realize what you just did? You say how you want to debate when you just killed yourself in 2 slides. You just said, bro, in your slide that it was other people that spoke Creole languages that wasn't over here in California. I mean, that wasn't over here in Texas and the United States. So right now, bro, that just killed your definition. Now let me keep going. So if all people got a Creole, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, if all these people got a Creole language, how the hell they not white people? They not white people. Okay, let's go. Let's say these are. Oh yeah, and then you want to talk about all the people with the Creoles. Those are people. Those are places where Europeans colonized. They colonized those areas. Everywhere you talking about, these people got a Creole because they mixed with the goddamn with the colonizer, bro. This is what happened. Let's not stop. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going, man. Let me keep, man. That was the rebut. You know what I'm saying? When Louisiana Creoles arrived in Texas, the Creoles who came to live in Houston were descendants of a free mixed race population that appeared in colonial Louisiana in the 18th century. The first general. Hold on, now I don't want to go there. I want to go right here. This is where I want to go, cause I need to cut this boy short. All right here. Here we go. Right here. Can y'all see my screen? Can y'all see that little light place going? Can y'all see it? Somebody say yeah or nay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we
Yes.
see
Okay,
your
bet.
light
That's what I
screen.
did. It say while Frenchtown was located in the northern proprietary of Fifth Ward, a section of Houston with a historically large population, the residents of Fifth Ward and Frenchtown often consider themselves members of two separate groups. In the eyes of the law, however, Black Texans and Creoles of color were both what? Negroes. The Supreme Court had ruled in 1896 that a New Orleans Creole named Homer Pleasancy was subject to segregationist measures like Louisiana's separate car law. In 1890, which declared that Black people had to sit in the assigned seating in the rear car of trains. The Plessy versus Ferguson decision not only sanctioned Jim Crow, it also made the one-drop rule, which decreed that one drop of Black heritage was enough to make any person Black in the eyes of society. Part of the actual Southern law, even as segregation laws tightened through many Creoles of color, maintained that they were members of a separate group, one that was neither Black nor white. For them, legal status alone would not determine their identity. But we see right here in the law, with Texas law, where I'm from, where I'm at right now, where I'm from, nigga, I was born in H-Town. They said, man, hey, look, one drop, you was a Negro. Creole. That's what it is. So, let me, hold on. I ain't do that, man. Let me go back. Oh, okay, boom, cool. Let's go to the next slide. Creoles in Texas. For one thing, Creoles of color is merged from a specific geographical group. Geographic location. Southern Louisiana. By the early 1800s, free people of color married other people with the same status, and they lived in close proximity to one another. They created a society with its own social conviction and cultural traditions. They spoke French, participated in Catholicism, and established musical traditions like the accordion-based la foods like boudin, gumbo, and etouffee. Say, bro, I'm boiling crawfish next Saturday, man. I make gumbo every Christmas. I eat etouffee like it ain't nothing. I got boudin in the freezer right now. Right now, I got boudin in the goddamn icebox right now. Do you understand? I eat this for lunch every day. Became staples of Creole cuisine. When they invoke Creole, when they invoke and the thing about it is, bro, what's sad about it is you from Lake Charles, Louisiana. You right across the bridge from me. I'm taking your boot card, man. You gotta move. Nigga, you gotta move to goddamn me, Idaho. Real talk. After this debate, when I beat the brakes, you gotta move out of Louisiana. Real talk. You can't even stay there no more. You know what I'm saying? Because you playing games. Creoles of color imported many of those cultural traditions to Houston, Frenchtown. They built a distinctive enclave in our Mother of Mercy Catholic Church anchored the community. Of Frenchtown after World War II, La Pride morphed into a style of music known as what? And he said it. This is Black people shit. Zydeco. White people don't jam Zydeco like that. That's a Black people creation. My nigga, you know how many Zydecos I done been to in Beaumont, Maine, and Houston? Nigga, we be getting down. I'm talking about country style boots out there, man. Real talk. And you know what I'm saying? Look, there you go. Even these people, even the people in Louisiana, Creole ain't Cajun, ain't Creole. Real talk. It's a difference. And everybody know it. Creole does not mean white people. You showed it in your own slides, bro. They got Asian motherfuckers over there as Creole. So they ain't white. But they from the colonizer, descendants, like you said, descendants. That don't mean that's them people. Because, nigga, you ain't no European. Ain't nobody on this line a European. But watch this here. Somebody in our family, my nigga, on down that line in history, because I'm speaking to you in the pidgin language right now. That's what I'm speaking to you now. Because that's what we grew up talking, the pidgin language. I'm speaking a pidgin language to you right now. And you might not even understand it. That's a Creole that we made up. That's the genius of Black people. To come up with a language within a language that you can't even understand unless you know what I'm talking about. You dig them blues? And I cut my debate right there, man. Dig that, homie. In my show, man. Done with it. Reggie Craig, I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? That's the last slide, baby. I'm done with the debate. My point went across. That one drop rule with that case, my nigga, stop that. I'll let what you talking. My nigga, that's law. That's in the books right now.
Kyng Seth, you replenishing the rest of your round? You giving it up?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm
You
done.
done. You done, son.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, so
So,
we go
mm,
Kyng Seth, we really go into y'all closing. Y'all closing gonna be 5 minutes. If you want to take the whole 5 minutes or not, to close out y'all round and re-innovate y'all body of work y'all did, right? On the debate, then y'all go into the 3 question round. Y'all go one go give a question, then the other go give a question.
Okay, good.
Y'all
um,
okay with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
one question.
Yeah.
Y'all, you okay with that, Kyng Seth?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, he go at whoever decided. You should go first, Kyng Seth, because he started first.
Okay, the first
Yeah,
question
yeah.
is
The next go round gonna be his question, and
okay.
we gonna do it like that. So, brothers, y'all gonna do y'all close it, and you go ahead, Denise, if you have anything extra to add on.
I do not. I'm ready when you are, Henry, for your closing.
Yeah. So here we go to start your closing.
Okay. Now we said here, I want y'all to remember very, very deep. We sat here and we witnessed that the black people in Texas was two separate. They wanted in their mind they were separate than black people, but the law segregated them and put them as Negroes. You are Negroes. You are not Creole. That's the comprehension skills that Seth failed to realize with that article. That the United States government call them Negroes. You are black. You are not no separate group. That is the law. One drop black, you are not Creole. You are not white. You are a Negro. You are black. We sat here and I want y'all to understand that the word Creole, the original meaning, applied to the French, the Portuguese, the English, and all the Germanic people. Seth agreed. He said that all them places that I named where the Creole language, not the Creole people. Remember that I said adjective. The Creole language. There's many Creole languages. I'm not denying that there's several Creole languages, but all them places have in common with them language, they are European colonizing languages. Up in up in India, English. One we must understand is Creole describing a language is an adjective, but the noun is the European. Everything got to do with the European. The Portuguese, European. The Spanish, European. The German, European. The black people, like Kyng Seth said, they lived among their own. He said it. They lived among their own and they created their own community. When up in reality, it was the white elite of New Orleans who was claiming the Creole title. The elite. We must go to the original term of it. The Europeans who came here and had children, and them children became the Creole because they was nationalized here. They was born here. And they gave their language, the Creole language, to the slaves, but language do not make the people. The people make the language. And the Pygmy language is a localized language. A lingua franco is a trade language. The Haitian Creole language only became a language in the 1960s.
1 minute.
We, so there's the adjective and a noun of Creole, and the original meaning of the word Creole is a noun, and it was talking about the white slaves of the European crown, not Negroes. Negroes was called mulattoes. In Spain, they was called mulattoes, and in France, they was called mulattoes. They was never called a Creole. The Creole was the French and the Spanish and the Portuguese and all the Germanic people who came with them.
Time, nigga, time. Oh, my fault. Yo go, King Seth. Yo go. Go ahead,
Okay.
brother.
Go ahead,
All right,
King.
for my closing, man, I'm just gonna state that I mean it's not even up for debate, bro. I showed you the definition. I don't go into Google or debate nothing and type in something, nigga, and try to find what fit my narrative. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So whatever definition I put in, I put the definition of Creole. Whatever the first definition that pop up that's a credible source, that's what I took. I don't go looking there. I'm not biased. I don't go looking for something that fits my narrative. I go with something that's the truth. You see what I'm saying? So you saying, oh, he got that, he got that. Bro, you looking for something to fit your narrative, not me. You see what I'm saying? And you want to say, Creole, I showed you the definition. It said after these people came from Haiti and they moved to Louisiana. That's when the first word Creole was heard of. Then, you see what I'm saying? That's when it was heard of. It wasn't just it mean no white people, bro. I sat there and read you the definition of it. I sat there and showed you what the Creole language and where it came from and how it started and what qualifies you to be a Creole. Just because you saying that it's European don't mean it's European. You kept saying descendants. You never said not one time that Creole mean European, that you white. You said the descendants of these people. And everybody on this phone, I guarantee you, if they trace back on their mama and their daddy side, they got somebody white in their family. Because we the product of slavery, bro. We the product of rape. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't sit there and find no source, nothing that tells me, bro, that a Creole is just specifically a European. And that's not the original word for it. It's not. You saying, hey, he ain't show you the definition because you fishing. You was fishing. You looking for something to fit your narrative. I wasn't. Because I know what I'm talking about. You don't. You want to say Creole is white people. No, they not. They may come from European descent, like you said. Yeah, that's what makes us Creole. That's what makes us speak the language. Because we are something different. We of that mix. That's what makes the Creole Creole. Cajuns is from Acadia, bro. Those are the white people. That's what see, everybody keep at, do I know the title? Yeah. But see, the thing about it is, when we talked about it, it's cool. I was like, oh, it's good. I still got this. But you talking about Cajuns. Cajuns are white people. Creole is different. That's my point that I'm trying to bring to y'all and tell y'all something different. When y'all come to Louisiana or y'all come to South Texas and you look at somebody and you tell a person that look black. She a black person. You Cajun? Hell no. She gonna say hell no. I'm Creole. It's both. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's just that mix.
1 minute.
You got the indigenous, you got the colonizer, and you got the slave. They got the same thing in Mexico in the caste system in the museum of in the city of Mexico. They got the caste system of a whole group of motherfucking different color people. And these people speak a pidgin language. We grew up on the pidgin language. Everybody on this line, we grew up speaking a different kind of language than the English that they speak over there in England. So all of us grew up on the pidgin language. But us in South Texas, we grew up in Louisiana, we grew up on something different because of the French, because of the Indian, because of the, you know what I'm saying, all the influence around us. So in order for you to be a Creole, that's black, bro. That's different. That's not white people. And I close.
Thank you, brother Kyng Seth. Now, there's a good psychological war for y'all 2 rounds. And now we finna do the hand-to-hand comeback. But before we do the hand-to-hand comeback with the question and answer round, let me make sure that the judges are still alive. Y'all alive? Just say present. He's one of the judges.
Yeah, we definitely present. Well, I am.
Yeah, let's come back. Let's come back pretty.
This combat pretty.
All right, all right, all right. Brother Tommy, where you at? I mean, Lucifer. My fault, Lucifer. I'm slipping, Tommy. Don't hurt me. Don't lie.
You just keep
The
saying it.
seated
Yeah, Lucifer.
powers of Lucifer is always present. I'm omnipresent.
Yeah. Okay, Morphine the God, whoever you is. I don't know who the fuck you is. Morphine the God, you there? I guess she did.
No,
Fell
I am.
asleep.
I am. Morphine God is here.
Yeah, she's here. So we have all the judges present. We finna go into the comeback round, the question and answer round. And they gonna start with you, Kyng Seth, since Harry started out the debate. First, you ask the first question, Kyng Seth. Go.
When everyone in your whole presentation, you kept repeating the word descendants. You kept saying descendants, descendants, descendants. When you say descendants, do you mean the people directly, or do you mean the people that they procreated from, that they produced?
The people that they produced, the Europeans, when they came here and had children, when the children was not born in the motherland, which is Europe, they was native, localized here in America. So they was Creole. It mean localized people.
I think it's your turn to ask a question next. I don't know how.
Yeah, it's your turn. Harry.
Okay. If the Creole, like you said, have to have black in them, how do it have Creole in India?
The reason why the whole point of the debate I was talking about the Creoles in America, but when you want to go over there and you want to talk about that, what the Creole means is they was mixing with the indigenous people and the colonizer, because every Creole place that you keep talking about has been colonized by Europeans. So they come up with a language with them because they was just like, I ain't gonna say just like us. I know what I'm trying to say. Y'all know what I'm trying to go at. And I say that they was colonized, and that's what happened. So that's why they have a Creole, because it's mixed with the colonizers' language to another people. You keep saying you like okay. Did I answer your question? Because I want to ask my question now, y'all. I don't know how y'all want to go.
Yes.
Y'all cool with that, Ratchet Craig? I can ask my question now. So this is my second question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So when you say these people came over here and had children. What women were they having children with?
They was having children with prostitutes. They was having children with Germans that settled because the German women was more fertile. Even the king of France would pay prostitutes to marry soldiers and move to the New World. They would let prisoners go to the New World to work at because America was a prison colony. So they were sending prostitutes, soldiers, and prisoners to America. So they had women.
Um, I mean, I can accept your answer. I mean, I accept it, but I accept it, and I'm gonna say this with all due
Are
respect.
you asking a question?
Um,
It's not a rebuttal round.
okay, so yeah, I mean, I think who turned this on?
It's Henry trying to ask a
King,
question.
King
Okay.
Seth, King Seth, it's his go.
So when the mixture take place between the Hindus in India and the Native Americans here in America and the Africans, do each of these mixtures got to do with Europeans in the mix?
Yes,
Do you want to explain that, King Seth, or
I mean,
you just
it was
gonna
a
answer?
yes or no. It was a yes or no question. I said yes.
Okay, you want to expound on
Okay.
it?
Nope.
I'm direct. I ain't long winded. Y'all know that.
Okay, keep it
I'm
going.
direct to the point. Y'all know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how many questions they got? One
It's
more
my turn
piece.
to ask a question now.
One more piece.
Okay. Now this is my question, and I hope you're ready for it, brother. So are you saying that when the Europeans colonized the United States, enslaved Africans, and did all that to the Native Americans, that all the women that they were procreating with were prostitutes?
No. When the it was under John Law. When people research, John Law was like the first governor. He was advertising to come to the New World and settle. The soldiers came and they didn't have women. So they was paying prostitutes to come here. A lot of the prostitutes was not able to have children, but the French brought thousands upon thousands of Germans to the New World. And these German women was very fertile. They can have like 7 kids. So they would mate with the German, the mixing of the French and the German. And then the Spanish came along because the Spanish owned Louisiana at one point. So the Spanish were mixed in with other white people because they had laws. Even in the United States to the 1960s, you could not have intermarriage relationship. Interracial relationship. They would come in your house and drag you and your wife out the door. They would take your wife or your woman and the child and sell them into slavery. So they had rules on the mixing of the colonizers and the slave. So the colonizer had women in the Germans.
All right, brother. I just want to say this, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I say, man, that you just disrespected every one of our
This is
ancestors.
not pineapples. It's over with.
Okay.
King Seth, King
So
Seth, King
And
Seth.
next,
You going
so
to appeal to
the
emotion.
judges, we need you to send in your answers. I'm not Ivory.
Ivory,
Should
is
I
you
change to
available?
Ivory?
You been sitting back in the cut. We
Because
don't
I'm
like
not
you.
a test. I don't know who.
So we just send in our answers. We're not allowed to ask a
Oh,
question or anything.
hold on. Ain't no answering. You can answer. Uh,
Well, no, we needed you to send it in first, and then we would go to each of you
yeah, send in an
to
answer.
explain your judgment.
Okay, where will we send it to?
Ivory page.
No, she's not here.
She's not here. Send it to Denise. Then.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I'm here, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yes. Can they send you their judgments?
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all have her page. Each one of y'all have. Y'all should. Y'all on this motherfucking platform. Y'all should have a goddamn page that y'all can go to.
Are we talking about on Facebook?
Yeah,
Yes.
her
Just
mess.
send it to her. Just who do you think won? You don't have to give an explanation. You'll give your explanation. On
After you
here.
see the results here.
All right.
But
Oh,
So,
we can give the
wait a minute.
explanation here. It makes it more fun.
I would say Combat Pretty is new to everything, so I don't think she follows anybody.
yeah, we'll let her go first then. But the rest of y'all can see y'all result in to Ivory.
All right.
Yeah, we gonna do it like that. That
I'm
Lucifer.
gonna let you
Stop
guys
that shit.
know
You
my
do a Lucifer
result
shit.
here because it's more fun. I'll let.
Yeah. But anyway,
We said.
whoever had to subscribe to the Information Age YouTube page right now, if you on here, subscribe. If you check in later, subscribe to the YouTube page. And we got a Facebook group that's super duper crunk. And all of y'all over here should be subscribed to that. If come back pretty, you need to get in the inner circle. You need to get in the inner circle so you can be a part of this shit and get addicted and sprog like the rest of
I definitely am because I have my own channel and I'm definitely excited about being on y'all channel tonight and spreading
yeah,
my opinion as soon as I get the chance to.
yeah.
Okay. She ready.
She ready. Yeah. It's super crunk over here. You go get some mind blowing thoughts because some of these people are lunatics and some of these people are great minds. And some of them are both at the same time. So, you know. Uh Lakeisha, how you doing today?
I'm good on this busy night. I'm over
Yeah.
here at work,
Yeah, you sit
so
your you
I'm
sit your
enjoying the
results in?
show. What you say?
You sit your results in?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Then what's up? Brother Lucifer,
Greetings, Craig.
you sit your results in.
I can't because if I switch over, it'll like log me out of here.
You on your telephone.
Yep.
So we gonna go
See,
with you
that's that
first.
Android shit.
Yeah, we gonna go to you first,
I was
then.
just
Then we
thinking
gonna
that,
go
like,
to
he must got
Pretty Comeback
Android.
second.
Ooh.
Well, I'm still doing research. Is she gonna? Yeah, do Pretty Combat first, and
No,
then do
yeah,
me.
we doing you first. You the master.
No, you didn't hear what I just said. I said do her first because I'm writing,
No, I
and
would
then
love
do
to
me.
you go first because you're the actual example that
No,
I would like
I'm
to
the
see.
king, and I dictate what goes what. So she goes first, and then I go second. Okay,
Nah, you trying
because
to
I
I,
piggyback
I
off
think
of her.
writing.
that you should go first because both of us are new to this
It's
and we don't really know
non-negotiable.
what the fuck
It's
to
non.
do.
I'm a
So,
man. I'm the king. It's non-negotiable.
so
Look,
we want
She
to go
goes.
first and
is
do
you
I
gonna
go
what?
go,
second,
We
Tommy,
don't
and
or
even
I
what?
know
gotta
what to
go.
do.
I'm
Tell me,
stubborn as ox,
don't get on here and get scared cause women on here, bro.
bro. You didn't hear a word I
Men
just
should
said.
lead, brother. Lead.
They go, then I go. I don't know why that's so hard
Oh
to
my
understand.
god, I'm about to just remove him. It's annoying. They
No,
don't
ain't
know what to
no.
do, Tommy. They're trying to
We gonna
watch
let
you
Pretty
so they
go.
can
We gonna
see.
let Pretty go. We go boot Tommy. Tommy just acting a little retarded cause women around. Tommy, don't be scared of women. They are nice.
I mean, really, all they gotta do is just say who they thought won. Just who they thought,
No,
you know what
no,
I'm
this is
saying?
together.
Exactly.
That's all they gotta do.
Lucifer, you tell her your Kevin Lucifer?
Hey, and
Lucifer
Keisha,
for
you can
real.
ask your questions
Yeah,
when it's
okay,
your turn
Pretty
also.
comeback. You give
I
yours.
mean, I go first. I have no problem
I
going
was just about to
first.
go. Look, I'm just gonna go. I was waiting for
Okay,
everybody
go
to stop
ahead. Let
talking.
her let since she the only one that haven't cast her vote, come back and go first.
All right, I went with King Seth, and the only reason I went with King Seth was because I felt as though I have to ask news a lot of questions of where he got his sources from. However, I would say that Kyng Seth did not bring enough credited sources. However, I feel as though he argued him based off the sources he brought. Well, when you brought the 1719 Spanish and you were saying that, yeah, what they meant Negro, you were trying to clear things up because everyone knows that Spanish, the word Negro means black, raven, dark, uh other things that mean black. You've also brought up, I wanted to know, ask a question of what did you mean when you said the Haitian flag in the red? You said something about the red. What was the color red representing? And I found that to be inaccurate as well. And because you didn't even bring a resource to show us, you couldn't even scrub to find one. And if you look on Google or whatever, and I use the Merriam dictionary a lot to credit a lot of your sources, and it wasn't the definitions I got, so I was confused. Like, even though it was a Merriam dictionary, it didn't seem to me to be an accurate Webster Merriam dictionary. You didn't bring in enough reliable resources to break down. And every time you use things like noun and the adjective, you kind of trump your arguments because you said a noun or adjective, and an adjective is definitely saying that it's a representation, but a noun is a person, place, or thing. So when you started with a person, place, or thing, and then you're saying that it came from an origin, and then you went on to say German women, you was trumping your stuff there because we all know that Louisiana was really an Aboriginal country. It literally had so many what Tanaka, Hatsu, Howman, Atapa, Kado, Shortall. These is all original tribes or whatever, and this is also in which eventually became Louisiana. So as you were going on and you were describing a lot of your things, I was just looking it up and using the same sources and based off their website, and you didn't have you credited a lot of your work, which I appreciated. However, when you would go to the website, it was almost like you used older documents, and a lot of those older documents were all based off of colonizing, and colonizing is based off of what happened with the Aboriginals. So, if you don't believe Indian people, like original people of this land, are black people, then I would support probably your argument because that's just something you don't believe. However, no, that's not what I believe, so I can't support that argument. I feel like you brought an argument and you presented facts of the fact that, yeah, black people really are Creole, black people really are Cajun, and all the sources that you brought from their documents you did. Now, Kyng Seth, I feel like you could have used better things to cite your information. I feel like you did a lot of citing in the first point of your PowerPoint. However, you didn't in the second point. But where I went with your argument was because you used a lot of his things to combat him. And I found that his things were just not cited enough with new evidence, whereas though I could go read back and reference it. Even if the link was there or whatever, it still wouldn't it if you go on Merriam Dictionary, is not what it says. And the more you stroll down and read into the definition, I didn't see those.
All righty, sister. All righty. That was a great detail, and I'm glad that you paid attention to it. We don't usually get
I
them
do want
details
y'all to
out.
realize we're talking about the original meaning of the word.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
But
just
it is what it is, niece. Uh so she basically, did her thing. She was exploited the
no, I was
for
telling
her
you this
for
to the
her
judges
for her what
because
she
that's
do.
what in here was saying too. He didn't understand, or C-Tech, one of them.
Yeah. But yeah, brother Sutek. Shout out to Sutek and Shah P in the chat. They been working the chat today. Shout out to them. But we gonna go to brother Lucifer next.
All hail to Lucifer. The other judge was really quick with her decision. That was I'm not quite that brutal. But I want to thank Sister Denise for waking me up and reminding me that this is the kind of the origin of this Creole term. So keeping in mind, I think both debaters did an outstanding job. Again, I was entertained. I wasn't really bored. Henry had a fantastic presentation and slide. I didn't really get to see Kyng Seth slide too much because I was looking at other stuff. I was just kind of hearing him talk. But it's always a pleasure to hear Kyng Seth talk, of course. But so, of course, I took what Henry did and I matched it with what I did. Now, remember, Henry was actually on point because he said that Creole is both I think he said something like an adjective and a noun, and he defined that very well. Kyng Seth did the definition of Creole, but he didn't necessarily do the etymology like what I would have done. Because the etymology gives the root and the truth of the true meaning of actually what Creole means. So I did take a lot of notes, but I'm actually not going to go through my notes. You'll probably figure out who I'm going to vote for based on this esoteric breakdown of the word Creole. So the word Creole means black horse, ejaculate, breed small, and create. That's what it means. I know that sounds strange, but CRE in the word create means to create. Obviously, that's the easy one. And then OLE on Creole means black oil or secretion. So all colors come from black, right? So Creole actually means white and black because I think you can get white from black because I think all colors come from black. So I'm reading online, it says Creole means someone of African descent born in the West Indies or parts of French or Spanish America. So we know the Haitian people speak French, right? And then those Haitian people moved to Louisiana where they became the Creoles there in Louisiana. That's why, like I said, I'm from up north, so I'm not really familiar with Creole at all, and I had to.
Tommy, land that plane, Tommy, land that plane.
You mean Lucifer, buffoon?
I mean, yeah, Lucifer.
So
My
be
fault.
quiet. Hold on, man. So the thing is that
Yeah, land that plane. You go about
hold on,
2 hours.
calm down,
Yeah, you go
because
for
you
two
let her
hours, Lucifer.
talk for way
It's just
longer
like
than
Lucifer.
you let her talk for way longer than what I'm talking.
No,
So
I'm just
calm down.
saying you come to your
Calm
conclusion,
down
brother.
and let me finish. I know what I'm doing. There's other people that might want to hear what I'm saying, Craig. So Creola also is a breed of horse. That's where you're getting the word breed from. Okay, so ole means little or small, but it means a small part of a larger organism, which is the Cree, which is to create.
Tommy, hold on,
So
Tommy, hold on. Did any one of them said that in their debates though?
say what?
What you say?
That's not important. This is the etymology of the
Absolutely
word.
not. I don't understand why we're being lectured by Tommy, but I'm
You're
going
not
back
Yeah,
on
you're
mute.
not
Tommy, you
being
trying to
lectured by
teach
me,
us,
and you're
brother. You should
interrupting my
debate it.
judgment.
You
Calm
should have been a
yourselves, black
debater.
people.
Like,
Control
like,
yourselves. I'm almost
tell them about the
finished.
information they gave you. Not what
Calm
the Tommy is.
down. Relax yourself. Goodness gracious, man. You guys have the patience of a 3-year-old. So if you look up the term Creole, it says probably from Portuguese crioulo, right? It says meaning a black person born in Brazil. It says from crier to breed, but also Creole is related to a breed of brown horse and a breed of plant called cocoa, which is also brown. From Latin, Caesarea, which means to create or produce. So when you combine Cree, meaning to create, with oil, with meaning oil, which is black, the very etymology of the word Creole means black person that can create colors. See what I'm saying? So a Creole can't be white. And so
Okay, Tommy.
Henry said that a Creole is one that is white. But if you look online, it says one that is both white and black. That's what a Creole is. But the very etymology of the word means something that is creating that is
So,
black.
so, so go ahead and say Kyng Seth won.
Well, I mean, Kyng Seth, according to the etymology of Creole, I would have to say that Kyng Seth won. He get my
Etymology of Creole.
yeah, Kyng Seth
Okay.
would get my vote
Yeah. It meant
based
black.
on
I
the
don't know what
etymology of
Creole
the
meant
word.
black yet, but thank you, Tommy. for the
You mean
quick
Lucifer?
analogy. We go
You gotta
to
get
the
your dumb
uh,
ass off the thing, bro. You got
Sister
bad memory.
Morphe. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you for your great master knowledge,
It's not
esoteric knowledge.
Tommy.
I
Use
don't know
the
you got
pen name.
esoteric
Stop being a
etymology, but
buffoon.
we finna go
You've
to
been
Sister
cussing and
Morphe
interrupting and
and
acting a
Keisha
donkey.
because you was
Control
going off
yourself.
topic. He did not say nothing about that. You made up your own shit.
Tommy, you supposed to judge based off what they presented.
That's what
Yeah,
he
not
said.
your
It meant
own knowledge.
black fool.
I mean, I even knew that, Tommy.
There you
If
go,
you look at
Tommy.
if you
I
look at the
so
word,
did. I said it meant black
it
the
meant
whole
black.
time.
Look, it says Creole comes from Haiti, French Creole. They moved from Haiti to
But but
Louisiana. Those are
but he
black
didn't say
people.
that. He didn't
They're
say
black
nothing about
French.
Haiti. But
Yes, he
anyway,
did.
Rewind the tape.
He said
Rewind the
that he's
tape.
a
Rewind the
black
tape.
Creole
okay,
from
that's fine. If
Louisiana.
you got that out that whole presentation, Tommy, that's
Play the
fine. Ain't no
video
reason
back.
to
No,
argue
he
about it. We
said
finna
that.
go to
He
Lakeisha,
said Louisiana
Morphe the
Creole.
God. We gonna let her do it because
No,
you
he
brought
did
up
use
a whole bunch
Louisiana
of shit
Creole.
Steph didn't
Right,
say.
Louisiana Creoles come
You
from
brought up a
Haiti, which is
whole bunch of
French.
shit
That's
Steph
the
didn't
very
say. But
etymology of the word. It's black.
Sister Morphe, go
You
Brother, I'm
too
ahead.
talking
dumb
Mute
to
about your
study
Tommy.
that
Mute
esoteric
Tommy.
etymology.
breakdown.
So with mute Tommy. You through. I mean Lucifer. You through. That's why your ass on the ground. Cause
That's
you
why I'm
through.
Lucifer.
I got a quick question. So, Lucy, who did you go for again? Like, with all that being said, who was your vote for?
He voted for Seth. We heard him.
All right, cool. I mean, because I was waiting for that. I voted for Seth. I will say that I don't think Seth presented enough um, facts, but I do like how you use his facts against them. You know, popcorn player type shit.
I feel
Um,
like that's the only thing that held Seth like
I
really
think that's
in
the
there.
only thing that helped you, Seth, is you actually using his argument against them. But
I
let's
don't give a
say
fuck. A win is a win. Dub is a
I will
dub.
say that even if you couldn't find the content that you needed, it was really extremely smart to use his shit against them.
Yeah, because I was begging him to really do that against you. And even when you went short
Yeah, and I
again,
was
it's
waiting for
no.
Henry to catch on to do the damn same because that was going to make it quite interesting. And I also give it to Seth because he was a little bit more entertaining than Henry, but that's cool. Henry, maybe that's not your shit. Um, but I will give if there is like if there was
A
like a
consolation
one.
prize.
Yeah, if it was a constellation prize for who brought more facts, it would definitely go to Henry. But
You brought facts that was against you, so.
you did. You
Bro,
allow
facts.
Hold
him
on, hold
to
on,
you
hold on,
allow him
hold
to
on.
manipulate
Hold
your
on, hold on,
facts.
hold on, hold on, hold
That
on.
is correct.
Here,
Good job,
all right,
sister.
congratulations, King Self. Now I can talk to the judge. Congratulations, King Self. Give your victory speech, and then I got to talk to the judges though because the judges are trying to show out right now.
How?
Hold on, wait. I wasn't finished what I was
You
saying. Y'all
wasn't
just,
finished.
Okay,
Shut up, Jack.
wonderfully cut me
okay,
off.
okay, go ahead.
You know, y'all rapido my little speech. I was going good. So I just like I said, I really really liked how he flipped that man's words upside down on him, and I really hate that Henry gave him all the ammunition, even though King Seth Arsenal was fucking empty as hell. So you live, you learn, and this was a great debate.
Yeah, y'all some blackologists, but go ahead. King Self with your blackologist speak.
And can I say something after King
I
said?
ain't, I
You
ain't, I
said
ain't
you
Yeah, yeah,
talking
gonna.
to the
you
judges.
Hey,
yeah,
hey, man,
yeah.
let me
You can go
talk,
to the
man.
what's
Hey,
my.
man,
I'm
let me
not
get my
finna
spiel
criticize the
on.
judges. I just want to ask them a question. I'm
Yeah, let
not
me get my
But you
spiel
criticizing
can't
them.
on,
call
man.
somebody a blackologist because the
Man,
way
let me
they
get my
vote. What the
spiel
you
on,
fuck?
is,
man. Man,
hey,
let me
you
get,
just a hater, Tommy. So it don't make no
I'm
difference.
not. You
But
gotta
anyway,
respect.
man,
let
man,
King
let me get
Self
my
go.
spiel on,
No,
man.
good. Let King Self go. I'm the host of this show. You're not Tommy. You host my debate
All right, all
Sunday.
I'm gonna
And
say
you can talk
first of
all the
all,
shit you want.
I had nothing to do with picking the judge. I had nothing to do. All I did was put my presentation together. So I want the world to know and everybody listening that I had nothing to do with anything of this. You know what I'm saying? So whatever y'all thinking, hey, it ain't that. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn. But hey, I want to thank the judges for being, you know what I'm saying, honest and doing their thing. I want to thank, you know what I'm saying, Sister Ivory, man, for continuing to doing this for me, man. Hey, I appreciate you more than, you know what I'm saying, more than you know what I'm saying, Sister Denise, you know what I'm saying, even though, you know what I'm saying, we be tripping sometimes. Hey, I appreciate you for everything you be doing for the debates, for the circles, Ratchet Craig, man. Hey, man, it was a great show. You're very much entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Hey Henry, hey, I appreciate the debate, man. Hey, you got the guts to get out there with a real champ. You know what I'm saying? So hey, you live, you learn. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
The
show us
dub is
that
a
belt again, Kyng Seth. Show us that belt again.
yeah, dub,
Why
a
you
dub,
the champ?
a
Show
dub,
us
a
one
dub.
more time, nigga. We want to see that belt.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga shit, nigga.
Yeah,
A dub,
show us the
a
belt one
dub,
more
a dub,
time.
a dub is
Big
a dub
go,
is a
big
dub.
go, big go.
A dub is a dub to
Yeah,
me. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't give a damn if I
yeah.
win. I don't give a damn
Regardless, you got all the pseudo
if I win
judges,
by
but
one
go
point.
ahead.
I don't give a damn if I win by 1 point. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I don't give a damn. Hey, I
yeah.
won.
No, there ain't no
You know what
tie,
I'm
nigga.
saying? Real
Hey,
talk.
no,
You know what I'm
no
saying? I'm the one.
tie.
Hey,
You
say I don't know
won.
shit. But hey, Henry, hey, great job. You had a beautiful presentation. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even doing no tripping on it. You know what I'm saying? Even if I would have lost, bro, I still would have congratulated you. You know what I'm saying? I would have thanked the judges for everything. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Hey, you're a worthy opponent. I look forward to debating you again on another subject. You know what I'm saying? To where you might bring the best out of me. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. We
So,
appreciate that. He
hey,
brought the best out you today, nigga.
I mean, hey, I appreciate that. I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
that,
yeah.
bro. Hey, you gave me another tactic to use on niggas, man, and I see it work. Appreciate that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead, brother Henry.
Thank y'all for having me on. And I want people to understand certain words that I use for people to understand modern term. The word Negro mean black. Black mean bleach. As we know, bleach turns stuff into white. That's the original term of the word Negro. It is applied to white people. Now, we was talking about the original term of Creole when I was the sister asked the question about the red letters. When it said Haitian Creole, it was the red Haitian, and then it was the red Creole. The Haitian was the noun, and the Creole was describing the Haitian language. And the adjective is this describing other language because language is a noun. When you look up language, it's a noun. So for the understanding, if, as King said, say you have to have black people, you have to have Africans. But I described in the debate for the people who watching that it had people of India who spoke the Creole language. It had people in South America that spoke the Creole language. And King said verified that all these people had one thing in common.
But that's what killed your
Wait,
argument,
wait,
though,
I'm
bro.
talking to the people. King said said one thing that they all have in common. The colonizer. Just like the sister said, oh, it sounds like the colonizer. The colonizer, the original of the word, the originator of the word. So if the word come from the colonizer, it did not come from the black people. Yes, the African Americans, it did not come from them. It came from the European. As I demonstrated in the debate, I lost. The best man won in the presentation. And thank you again, Seth, for debating me, coming through,
Hey,
and
Seth
being
is one
a
of the
man about
greatest entertainers, though. Seth
yeah.
is one of the greatest entertainers debate. That's why I want to see him one day. I'm gonna see you, King Seth.
So I appreciate you showing up. And
Oh, anytime, brother. Anytime, man. You know, this
yes,
is fun, man. You know what I'm saying? We do this for the knowledge. You know
yes.
what I'm saying? Hey, we learning things back here, man. We supposed to each one teach one, man. Ain't no need for no hate. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Hey,
That is
it
true.
happened. It happened.
And let me get the judges on here, man. Appreciate y'all for spending y'all time. I know none of us get paid on here, but these brothers spent a lot of time to come up with this debate, and that's all they asked for is a fair judgment. And y'all felt like y'all gave a fair judgment, and we appreciate that. But
Big facts.
it's
Big
about the
facts.
information they present, and I know we be having our biases. It'd be hard to let go of our bias. I'm not saying y'all did that, but I'm saying that's what they we expect from the judges to be a bias. And I appreciate brother Lucifer uh come back pretty and our sister Morphine the God.
right.
God. I don't know why she want to be a god for. She could be a goddess, but let's hear it now.
Nah, I don't believe that God has gender, so I'm gonna just be the
Yeah,
God.
yeah, okay, okay. You believe in the morphodite God. Okay. But anyway,
So, Craig, may I clear up something real quick so that it'll
yeah,
just be real
clear up
quick.
something,
I won't be
brother.
long winded because I know you guys punish me for being long winded. All I want to say is, Henry, you gave fantastic information. I like the slave, people being slaves of the Pope thing, but I'm gonna read this online and then I'm done. I'm looking at the definition of Creole, right? It says Creole Spanish, Creole French, Creole originally person of European, mostly French and Spanish, or African. The reason why it can be both European and African is because Creole means create, and then oil means small part of a higher organism. It means a small part of create. I know it sounds weird, but you can look it up yourself. Just type in OLE, you'll say small part of something else. So that small part that's divided into two is the French and the Spanish.
Somebody
The
typed it up. Somebody typed it up. Hold Tommy to that. Somebody typed it up.
type in OLE, it'll pop up.
No, no, we talk about your Creole mean create it or be small particle in the word Creole. Not nothing
Yeah,
that
just
you
type it in.
separate the word.
CRE is
They
for
call it
create,
misdivision,
and
Tommy.
OLE is for small. The OL is for small part, and the OLE is for
Are
oil.
we trying to break
But
Creole
let me
down
finish
to a
my last part
compound
before y'all do
word?
that. I wasn't finished.
It's
Let me
not it's
finish my
not no
last part for y'all
compound
do
word.
that.
It's a noun in the definition.
I know that, but
And
let
yeah,
me finish
yeah.
my last part for y'all do that. Control yourselves. So,
No, no,
so,
no. We ain't
so,
finna do this
So
chaka
no, you
utmost
said I can
shit,
read
bro.
it. Why
It's
y'all
over.
doing
It's
that?
over.
Control
With. Let me
let
go to
them.
yourself.
close it out,
Yeah,
Tommy.
No, I
yeah.
said 1 second. You talked through me and interrupted, and she talked. That's rude. Stop doing that. Y'all ghetto. So I'm saying this. So it says
Yeah, I'm
African.
ghetto. Yes, I am.
All right. So look, but don't you don't have to be like that. So look,
Yeah,
the
you don't
reason
have to
why I
be this
voted for
cornball weirdo.
Craig shrugs. Control yourself. So the reason why I voted for King Seth is because it says a person who is naturalized. But the point is, it says any person born in West Indies or part of French or Spanish America. French America is referring to Haiti. And like I said, them people came from Haiti and they landed in
So, Tommy,
Louisiana.
when
And
did that happen, Tommy?
King
We talk
Seth.
about
No,
chronology. When you talk
we
about
can go into that
origins, you talk
later.
about
I'm
chronology of
giving you an
words, bro.
analysis of how I think concerning King
Chronology.
Seth.
We're not talking
So when these,
about.
I know, but listen to that. So when these Haiti people went into Louisiana, they became the Creole, and he
So I
mentioned
have
Louisiana.
Tommy. We have 8 minutes. I mean, not
Bro,
Tommy,
I'm done,
Lucifer.
but
We
you
have
got to
eight
learn to
minutes before we
control
close
yourself
it
when
out
other
because
people are
we try
talking.
to put this show under
You
two
made
hours.
something
And
that
thank you,
wouldn't
sir.
have took that long take longer.
No, you're not going to be the part of the show because I would try to get to the other
I
judges
just
and
said I
make
wanted
sure
to
they
read
come back
something
and
real
be
quick. You
judges, bro.
interrupted me like 20 times. You're immature. Control yourself.
You try to teach us again, Tommy.
I'm not. I was reading something online. I'm looking at my computer. Calm down. You can't control yourself. You're like a kid.
All right, go ahead. You got 30
Oh
seconds,
God.
nigga.
I'm done now.
Okay, thank you, Tommy, for your great Tommyism
But thank you,
wisdom.
Craig, for hosting though.
Yeah, yeah. You go host my debate Sunday. You
Yeah,
been
and
not.
I you'll notice I have self-control when I host
You
your
don't
debate.
have no self control. You been out of pocket all day. But anyway, let me cater to the women. You know, I'm a women fan, and each one of y'all ladies, I want y'all to come back and be a judge, and hopefully we could give all topics. Y'all might have to do some biblical debates. Y'all down for that?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
We want some biblical debates because
We're gonna have the book
Hey, I got
like
another
next
debate.
time. Next time y'all come on here, that's what you're talking about.
Okay, I
yeah,
want to
next
say
time y'all
something.
come on here,
Hey, I got another debate, y'all coming up.
I would like to say something.
What?
it's gonna be on information age. We don't want to hear it.
Go to the next judge.
We don't want to hear it. The judge, I'm talking to them too.
Hey, I would like to say something to the judges.
Go
Thank
for
you
it.
all for coming, and I really appreciate you guys for coming in and doing a great job. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, so close it out, the owner of the platform, and we appreciate you, Ivy. You the greatest.
You got it,
Uh,
Richard Craig.
yeah, no, it's all about you. You made this happen, and let me give you your flowers right quick. Ivy made this happen.
Big
She
facts.
let us control this shit,
Big
and
facts.
sometimes I'd say it's to a default Cause
Oh yeah, I
y'all niggas
forgot
are
about that.
wildly
Yeah, thank you.
retarded.
I
I'm the only
That's it,
appreciate.
civilized
man.
person over here. Not you, Tommy.
That's
I
it,
said
man.
thank
Not
you,
you,
Ivory,
Tommy.
for having me
And
on
Sister
here.
Denise. We can't
Did she
forget
get
Sister
off of me?
Denise.
And
She ain't on
Denise,
here.
appreciate her
I said
too.
that. I said
All right, I'm off
thank
here
you.
because we out.
All
Thank
righty.
Yep.
y'all. I appreciate y'all time.
No
And
problem.
All
peace.
right,
Pass the
Sister
And we look
song.
Judges.
You
forward
got
to
a
coming
song or
back.
something,
I'll be
Ivory?
following along. Make sure y'all follow me at Combat Pretty as well on YouTube and all other platforms. Combat
Put
Pretty
the
Music on YouTube and Combat Pretty on all other platforms.
yeah, put your information in Black Conversation so I could follow you.
I sure will.
Yeah. Lakeisha, you it with me. I got love for you, Lakeisha. So, and brother Lucifer, you always Lucifer to me, and I'm God. But anyway, and appreciate you, Kyng Seth. Congratulations on your victory, and brother Harry, you always bring some great information, and always it can't nobody out research you, and I give you your praises too. And
That's
baby,
right,
you know what I'm
Harry.
saying? We had the blackology going on today, but it's here or there. Kyng Seth, congratulate.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right, can you cut it off, Ivory?
I got you.